fried my battery trying to replace the frickin' foot pad. Got a new set of handy dandy tools. Size 1 works for removing the screws on the case. Here are the guts with the case off, and here you can see the damage I did to the battery. There's a lot of dust in here, so I'm going to try vacuuming it out before I do anything else. I vacuumed some out, so now I'm going to try to blow some out, and I just hope that I don't damage it worse. Now I'm told that I need to pull back this tape that is covering the connection of the battery to the motherboard. So I take that off. Now this tab needs to be pulled back to and I think that disconnected the battery. Now I'm going to drain the battery completely by pushing the power button for 15 seconds. 1, 2, 14, 15. Now I'm going to see if I can just put the back cover in place without actually screwing it back in. No idea if that will work, but I just want to test and see if it will power up with the battery disconnected. All right, so plugging in the power cord and keeping my fingers crossed, I'm going to hit the power button. And that's the same symbol that I got before when the battery wasn't disconnected. So it looks like it did not work. Now I'm going to disconnect the trackpad cable to get it out of the way. It's got 2 screws, 1 and 2 that I've got to pull out. I just realized I think I should have been using this other screwdriver, the T5, all along. Oh well. Once you remove those screws, this little cover pops off. All right, now I'm going to try to peel up this cable. And very gently peel it back. Oh, it popped right off. Okay, there's a little latch on the other side. And I'm going to try to pull up with these tweezers. And you can gently pull up the cable. Ooh.
There is 2 bigger ones that are connecting the battery control board. So it's part of that.
Oh!
And there is
Well, I think my trackpad cable is screwed because it didn't pop out like I expected it to, and I tore it. So, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Next, I will remove the 4 speaker screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, I remove the 2 screws controlling the battery control board, which I think these are them. Okay, now the only other thing left that I need to disconnect is this, I need to pull up this speaker plastic arm. gently, somehow without damaging anything. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna work on this a bit. Okay, I think I've finally got enough leverage with this tool. There. There. Okay, once you have that lifted up, you're ready to try to pry up the battery. And I'm hoping that because of its age, that it might not be, and you're supposed to be very patient here. Oh, I was going to get a credit card. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to try a credit card to loosen this up under here. It's making progress. I'm getting further and further underneath there. So hey, there is one of them that is free. Making progress. The center ones are a little delicate because they're right over the trackpad, so I'm going to work on those now.
Okay, now I think we are working a little bit. I have this nice long piece of string.
This feels like it should be doing some good. All right, I'm making good progress now with this plastic. Got it. That's it. The old battery that's gone. And now what's left is to remove all this adhesive. So this little plastic device, scraper, does better even than the metal blade that I tried. See if it'll pull out. Ah, shoot. Yay, that one pulled out. I discovered the best tool for getting this tape up is the miraculous fingernail. Okay, I'm going to put some alcohol on a paper towel and try to remove the rest of this residue. So as you can see, one round of rubbing and it's definitely not all coming off. Okay, I'm ready to give Goo Gone a try. 100-year-old bottle I have here. See if that can do the trick without damaging anything. And just rub some on the sticky spots. Let it sit for a second. Okay, so let's see if that helps at all. just have to wait on the new battery to arrive tomorrow between 4 and 8 a.m. from Amazon. Can't wait. My new battery was in my Amazon box on the front porch when I woke up this morning. So now it's time for the unboxing. Got all the nice little tools that I should have had for taking the battery out to start with, but I managed that okay. The lovely instructions. And there she is, baby. My new battery. Okay, to get started with the installation, I'm going to do what I should have done to start with and put this handy dandy napkin that came with the battery over the screen to protect the screen. Plus, I'm going to do the other thing I probably should have done to start with and put on some gloves they sent me. Okay, the next step is to position the battery in place, and the first thing I have to figure out is which side goes up. It is apparently the one with all the writing on it goes up. It looks like that this side is the one with all the adhesive. So I'm going to lay it in place exactly where it would go. And then the instructions say to lift it up 30 degrees and pull the transparent cover off the bottom and set it in place. Well, that first part was not as easy as I expected. In fact, I pulled up I don't know if you can see it, but a little bit of the adhesive, it looks like, separated from the battery. Well, we will put it in place now very carefully. Exactly right place. Press it down to seal it. Okay, now I'm going to take the film off of this side. All right, now it's time to screw the battery circuit board in. Fortunately, I've got the screws marked that go in this place. And I had to replace my gloves with, I was lucky to have some better fitting ones, because when you're handling these teeny tiny little screws, it's really tricky otherwise. It's tricky anyway. If that screw would magnetize to the screwdriver, that'll make it easier. Excellent, one screw in place. Now this other one is gonna take some nudging. I hope that's gonna be okay. Done. Okay, now I'm going to carefully replace the track pad cable and plug it into this slot right here. It's going to take 2 hands. Got it. Okay, I switched sides for a better view of this, but here is the cover for the trackpad cable connection. You just place it back on and screw that in. I feel like this is this the right size? So this number 5 that I thought you use on everything, it's actually the smaller seems to be the better fit for these teeny screws. Okay, now it is time to connect the battery port, which is, does it slide in or snap on? That's what I'll have to figure out, and it's not. Initially, it doesn't seem like a very good fit. Doesn't seem like there's room for it. Maybe if it really have to force it and make sure you have a good fit. Is that a good fit? I'm not sure. Okay, now I have a better idea. Could you see the, there's an indentation there in the bottom that these cords are supposed to fit into. And so I had it curved up. You can see on the right side how it's curved downward to fit into that indentation. I'm pretty sure that's the way that's supposed to work. So let me try to make that, make them all curved downward. Yeah, and then you just snap it in. You don't have to slide it in. You just snap it down from the top. All right, so this is the adhesive cover that I had to pull off that goes over the battery connector. And fortunately, with the battery came this handy dandy replacement one that I'm going to put on instead. Sweet. Okay, I have an extra step because I had removed the hard drive. So because if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. So let me see how this goes. Slide that in securely. Oh, nice little snap. And then there's one screw to put in to replace that. All right, this does seem to use the T5 screwdriver, which is really weird that there weren't instructions about which screwdriver to use if they are different. Screw that in. Okay, now I have the speaker screws to put in place. There are 4 of those, 2 on each side. Well, I was having the hardest time getting one of the screws in for the speakers until I realized that they're different size screws. So this plain one goes in the corner here, and then the other one that is goes in the other slot. Okay, I cannot believe how close I am to being finished. All that's left now is to replace the cover. By the way, you notice the feet for the bottom I was able to replace once I took off the cover. Something that the instructions never tell you, but these things are much easier to replace if you take the cover off. So now which way does this go? All right, so this is weird, but this screwdriver, which is 1.2 times 40 millimeters, seems to be a better fit on these outer screws than the T5. Well, I don't know how this happened, but I ended up with one fewer screw than I needed to complete the case. Oh well, we're gonna move on. It is the moment of truth. I'm going to, let's see, should I plug it in first? And I think I'll plug it in first and let it have an opportunity to charge up for a while, and then I'll try to boot up at that point. Okay, it's the moment of truth. I have it plugged in and I'm hitting the power button. I'm looking for a Apple logo. Yay! So far so good. Will my trackpad work? Yes! So I'm going to immediately shut down. Okay, now the tutorial that I watched said to start up and hold down the Alt key to get to the boot menu. Okay, I left it charging for about an hour. It's showing 98% charge. Now the big test, can I unplug it and let it run off the battery? So I'm unplugging it and doesn't seem to be showing any problems. So I'm going to shut down again. Dodge, it's no big deal, buddy. All right, now the tutorial says to restart holding down the Command Option P and R key. I don't know how long. Oh, okay, it does the double apple. The tutorial said that that was just healthy practice to do to reset some of the basic settings. One last thing that I remembered, I think it said to charge the battery fully and then discharge it fully the first time through to, I guess, to optimize the battery.